From the technical front, we have Mileen Vasudeo joining us, while from the research team, we have Ashesha as well as Hersh joining with us. Good afternoon to all three of you all. Cheryl, in this weak market, there is one stock that is actually doing quite well, holding on to a strong set of greens, is Sudarshan Chemicals, and that's the first stock that I'm going to be talking about today. Now, why is this stock in focus? Because BTC Europe and Sudarshan Chemical have signed an agreement on the distribution pigments in Europe. Now, BTC Europe is the European distribution organization of BASF, and it is also one of the biggest global manufacturers of pigments. Now, both companies are to offer customers access to a wide portfolio of high-quality pigments for various industries. Sudarshan Chemical will be supplying BTC Europe with high-performance pigments. On the back of this, we're seeing that Sudarshan Chemical was up as much as 11 to 12% in trade today at some point of time in the day when the announcement came in. Post that, we've seen given up some of the gains, still holding on to gains of almost 5.7%. The stock is up most in 8 months that we've seen coming in, so keeping an eye out on this one.
Right, moving on, let's talk about HL. A lot of news flows are surrounding this particular counter. For most part of the trading session, it was in the positive territory. The stock had hit a record high level as well, but from there on now, it's drifted lower. It is in the negative territory at 2.3% uptick and touching a record high of 2,914 rupees per share. A couple of news flows surrounding HAL, both on the positive and the negative side. One, the fact being the Defence Ministry has signed a contract for procuring 6 Dornier 228 aircraft from HAL for a price of around 667 crore rupees. Apart from that, your HAL, which informed the stock exchanges today that they've initiated steps for working closely with customers to ensure their fleet is fully operational, and this is with regards to ALH Dhruv accident that had taken place off the Mumbai coast. And post that, they said the Navy has halted operations of ALH Dhruv helicopters. HAL also said that they've altered it till the time the investigators find reason for the incident and precautionary checks are being carried out. So you have HAL right now, which is in negative territory, 0.8% downtick coming in for that particular counter.
Let's move on and talk about MGL on the technical front. And Mileen, this one is trading today at a 52-week high as well. What are we expecting from the stock going forward? It has managed to hold on to some green in the last 6 months, 1 year as well.
Good afternoon. You see, last week we had seen a very strong action in the range of 930 to 950 levels, and from there it has made a sharp move on the higher side and it has crossed 1000 level. Currently it is only 1.3% on the higher side, and if you see the yearly gains are almost 19%. So my take is that one can accumulate this stock at current levels, or even if due to this panic in the market, if you get it at 930 or 950 levels, then yes, you could take some profit. You can accumulate this stock at current level, and at higher, we expect that this stock is likely to test 1100 to 1200 levels in couple of months' time.
All right, that is MGL for you, but let's quickly take a note of the markets. We are just slipping and slipping further on. Now we are broken below the 17,250 mark, 1.6% downtick from the day's highest point coming in for a Nifty alone. Ashesha, let's shift focus. Let's talk about Tata Motors and why is this one in news today?
Yes, so Tata Technologies IPO is all set to hit the bourses soon, and on the back of that we have a note that has come in from Jefferies. Jefferies has maintained its neutral stance on the stock with a target price of 415 rupees per share, and the stock, as you can see, trades at about 425 odd levels at the moment. They say Tata Technology IPO could potentially enhance market cap of Tata Motors by nearly 9 to 11 odd %. They have arrived at an implied valuation range of 105 to 308 billion rupees for Tata Technologies, and they believe, as far as stock price is concerned, Tata Technologies could add about 28 to 47 rupees per share for Tata Motors. So on the back of this news that has come in from Jefferies, where they are maintaining their neutral stance with a target price of 415 rupees per share, we have Tata Motors, which is in focus today.
Keeping an eye out on Tata Motors, down 2.5% in trade as of now. Hersh, Yes Bank is the stock that you're going to talk to us about. What is the news for you today?
Well, yes, Vinny, you're seeing lock-in period ending on Yes Bank. A ton of shares, almost 70% plus with regard to holders as part of the reconstruction scheme of Yes Bank in March of 2020 now ends. And that meant that, there were several block deals which also went through. We saw a 16 crore share block deal which went through early in the day. The stock was also down. And that's almost a 0.5% of the equity base of Yes Bank, after which the stock has recovered quite a bit but still languishing in trade, down 4%. Now mind you, foreign institutions hold around 23% in Yes Bank, and corporate bodies including the likes of an HDFC hold around 7%, with SBI being the largest shareholder at around 26%. But we have Carlyle and Advent also coming through. So the post issue of Carlyle and Advent subscription of SBI will be roughly 24%. Also LIC holds around 4%. So we have several large shareholders which continue to hold, and really no position at the moment on that front really being taken, or we haven't heard enough news on that front from an SBI or an LIC. So keep your eye out on Yes Bank. It's going to be in focus for a while now.
All right, that is Yes Bank for you. Markets right now near the day's lowest point or at the day's lowest point as we speak. Mileen, LG equipment, how is the charts looking for this one?
On the weekly chart, if you see a last 4-week consolidation breakout today, it has taken out that levels. And if you see the momentum indicator, namely the RSI as well as the MACD, they have entered into a positive territory. So this clearly suggests that this stock has got an upside momentum. Now it is clearly outperforming the benchmark indices at present. Now one can accumulate at current levels or even 470. Keep a slight deeper stop loss of 445. On the higher side, we expect slow and steadily that the stock would head towards say 550 to 560 levels.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Lupin. Now, this stock is in focus. Why? Because the US FDA has completed the pre-approval and good manufacturing practice inspection at the company's API manufacturing facility at Visakhapatnam, which is now in terms of the what they carried out in terms of inspection. There was no major observation received. No observations were received by Lupin. So on the back of this, yes, we were seeing the stock was trading a bit in the green, but yes, given up all those gains, down 0.3% in trade as of now.
Mileen, talking about NCC, this one has off late seen a lot of traction. Do you think that this is a good infra player to be in, given the fact that infra is now the theme of the year?
Definitely, if you see, it is making a higher top, higher bottom formation on the weekly as well as on the daily chart. Now, a 9-week consolidation, it has recently only broken out at the level of say somewhere around 96, and then it is still strong on the chart. The momentum indicator, namely the MACD, has entered into a very positive territory, outperforming the benchmark indices. That one can accumulate at current level, keep a deeper stop loss of 92. And on the higher side, we expect that this stock is likely to head towards 112 and 118 levels in a couple of months.
All right, moving on, let's talk about the stock of the day then. That is Tech Mahindra for you. This one is actually holding on to strong gains despite a weak market setup. Tech Mahindra at one point in time had seen an uptick that was most in about 3 years. It had climbed as much as 9.8%. That was the highest level that the stock has seen since May 18, 2022. Like I said, the biggest intraday jump coming in for the counter since March 2020. The company on Saturday said that it has appointed Mohit Joshi as the MD and CEO for a period of 5 years, which will be effective from December 20th of this year. Remember, if the stock manages to hold on to this gain, it will be a second straight session of gains coming in for Tech Mahindra. And not to forget, Mohit Joshi was a part of Infosys for the longest period of time. So you have a good, strong industry veteran coming into Tech Mahindra, and that's actually augured well for the stock. You have the street also give a thumbs up along with other brokerages as well.
Absolutely. Let's move on and talk about Som Distilleries on the charts. Mileen, how are you looking at this one? Last 1 week itself, it's managed to give almost a 14-15% return already. How much more upside?
If you see, check the weekly chart. Last week it had given us very strong breakout with good volumes. Now its all-time high is somewhere around 158. It is trading very close to that. We are currently trading at 141 levels. Now, 3 days back, there was a good price activity in the range of say 130 to 135 levels with good volumes. The momentum indicator, mainly the RSI, is looking a higher high. So we expect the momentum to continue. However, if market remains in a bearish mode, then yes, it will take little bit time. But yes, one can accumulate at current levels or on a decline up to say somewhere around 135. Keep a stop loss of 120. Immediate resistance 158. Once that resistance is being crossed, then you could expect the stock to test 176 to 185.
All right, so that's home distilleries for you. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of a Market Fatafat. Nifty just barely holding on to the 17,200 mark right now. We are at the day's lowest point. Your Sensex are seeing a downtick of about 700 points. But on that note, we slip into a break. Stay tuned. More on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. Markets at the day's lowest point. You have Nifty Bank that's down about 1.8%. You have Nifty that's down about 1.7% from the day's highest point. We have slipped below the 17,250 mark. Right now, trying to hold on to 17,200 as at least. But let's move on and let's continue taking through stocks that are in news based, that are in focus based on news flow. And Ashesha, L&T and BEL, I believe that you picked both of these counters on back of defense focus.
Absolutely, both of these defense counters are in focus on the back of a note that has come in from brokerage. Citi, in fact, has come out with a note. They believe Indian defense is still in early part of a multi-year growth cycle. They say domestic defense manufacturing has finally picked up some steam, and order inflows, they believe, are likely to pick up in the coming quarters. Stock prices over the last couple of quarters have underperformed, and hence they see this as a buying opportunity. L&T and BEL, they believe, will be the direct beneficiaries of upcycle that we will see in the domestic defense space. So on the back of this note that has come in, both of these counters are in focus today. Remember, both of these counters were gaining in early morning trade. However, in line with the broader markets, the stocks are under pressure as we speak.
Okay, and Mileen, how are the charts looking like for Cummins then? What should we be expecting going forward from this one?
This is one of the strongest stock, and for last, if you check the yearly charts now, on a throughout 3 years, it is moving on a higher high note. And even if you check the daily chart, the new high which today recently only made, it was confirmed with RSI moving above 70 levels. So the momentum is also great in this stock. At present, it is under pressure, but one can start accumulating at current levels or on a decline up to 1630 levels. Keep a strict stop loss of 1500. We expect this stock. You can keep a stop loss of 1550. On the higher side, yes, we expect this stock to head towards 1800 and 1850 levels in a couple of months.
All right, Hersh, moving on. SAIL is the counter that you're tracking for us. What's the news flow surrounding this one?
Yes, Cheryl, it's that time of the year where lots of companies will declare dividends, and SAIL also is going to contemplate a dividend distribution on the 16th of this month. The board meeting will be held on the 16th, and the record date is set for the 24th of this month. So you're seeing, of course, SAIL part of the PSU pack largely, and what we have seen is PSUs have distributed historically very good dividends. Now, last year, SAIL distributed a dividend of around 8 to 8.5 rupees a share, which is a 10% dividend yield to current market price. Of course, now have to wait and watch as to what they do this year. Currently, over the last 3 quarters, they've made a profit after tax of around 2.5 to 3 rupees a share. So keep your eye out on this one. Of course, announcement from SAIL coming up.
Okay, let's move on. And Mileen, how is AC looking like on the charts? What are the levels that we should keep an eye out on?
ACE Construction is also making a higher top, higher bottom formation both on weekly as well as daily chart. Currently, it is up by 2.67 even in this weak market. If you check the momentum indicator, namely the MACD, it is trading in a positive territory. It is clearly outperforming the benchmark indices. One can accumulate at current levels or on a decline up to 370 because stop loss of 350 rupees. Immediate resistance is at 398. Once that is being rolled with good volumes, you could expect this stock to run towards 425 to 450.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Mahindra CIE. This one is in focus on the back of bulk deals that we've been seeing, block deals actually we've been seeing coming in from the company. And today what we're seeing is 6.1% change of equity hands in a block deal, which is around 23.2 million shares change of hands this morning. The stock has fallen as much as actually 9.2% in early morning trade and this is the most that has fallen since the month of Feb 2022. We'll keep an eye out on who are the sellers of this stock. There were certain reports coming in as well, but we will still wait out for the names coming in, which will come out this evening for Mahindra CIE. As of now, the stock is down almost 6.8%.
Right, moving on, Mileen, Piramal Enterprises, this one did see a huge fall over the last 1 to 2 years, then actually managed to recover from those levels. Today, no doubt, is under pressure, but where do you see Piramal Enterprises in the short to medium term?
If you see, 786 was a very important level for Piramal Enterprises. This was being broken 3 days back only, and then this counter is continuously slipping down. At present, if you check the weekly MACD as well as the daily MACD, they are both in the negative territory. So this clearly suggests that this stock has got more downside going forward. If one is holding this stock, one should exit. And at the lower levels, we expect 680 to 650 levels.
Further downside coming in on Piramal Enterprises. If you're holding the position, exit is the call coming in from Mileen. But let's move on and let's talk about Nazara Tech. You know, globally, everybody's been talking about Silicon Valley Bank, Vinny, and back home you have Nazara Tech. That's actually saw a decline of approximately 4%, falling to the lowest level since November 17. No doubt the stock has managed to recover from those actually fallen levels. Now it's down about 1.4% as we speak. The company has said that its unit, Kiddopedia, and as well as MediaWorks, hold cash balances of about $7.75 million at Silicon Valley Bank, which is currently under the receivership of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC. The company has said both the units will continue to be well capitalized. They're expecting no impact on their day-to-day operations. Remember that Kiddopedia is 100% owned by Paperboat Apps, and MediaWorks is 100% owned by DataWorks Business Solution, and the company has 51.5% stake in Paperboat Apps. That's Nazara Tech, and Nazara Tech has 33% in DataWorks. So on the back of this, you have Nazara Tech that is in focus in today's trading session. No doubt the stock has managed to recover from the day's lowest point, is down now only 1.4% as compared to down 4% earlier.
Okay, let's move on. And Ashesha, why is Ajanta Pharma in focus today?
Motilal Oswal met with the management of Ajanta Pharma, and on the back of that, they've come out with a note. They say management expects flat US business performance in constant currency terms over the next 12-month period. They say severe price erosion and slowdown in US new launches is expected to impact US performance in the coming couple of quarters. However, the company intends to file 10 to 12 ANDAs annually going forward. And as far as margin expansion is concerned, management expects margin expansion FY24 onwards. So on the back of this commentary that has come in, the stock is in focus today under a tad bit of pressure as we speak, but nonetheless positive commentary coming in from the management.
All right, so that is Ajanta Pharma for you. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Market Fatafat. More stocks to discuss on the other side, so don't go anywhere.